Hi guys, Ryan here, and I am here to bring you something really cool, a review! Wow, cool. But I will be reviewing something other than my tiny beard. I'm sorry, it shaved off. It fell off. I lost it on Christmas. But as a public apology, I have a video to give to you about a review from a new company that I was fortunate enough to get in on their first run of sabers with. The company is called Electrum Sabercrafts. They're based out of Canada. And here is what they gave me. It's really big. I have to stand back to get it in frame. See how heavy it is? You see my face? Actually, no, it's very, very tiny. You can see this little guy right here. So tiny, in fact, that the weight of this saber here, called the Errant, will surprise you. So I have my little scale right here. So we'll turn it on. 30. It's in grams, by the way. Hopefully we can see. Okay, that's not going to work very well. I'll just tell you. The weight is 370 grams. Now keep that number in mind. 370. Here is a Saber Forge Monarch. No soundboard, no soundboard, but it's a crystal reveal. It has the light in it. You can see. So we'll weigh that. 497 grams. 497. 374.97. Now, there's a bit of a size difference. You're going to see here. Told you, this thing is tiny. But I love it. We'll talk more about the saber in a bit. I just want to give you another size comparison here for shits and giggles here. Here's my Erebus, or a Dark Paladin, also from Saber Forge. Hopefully I can get this thing in frame. Here is the Errant. So it's very tiny in comparison. Very, very tiny. Now for a more practical reference, I don't have a banana here, Imagurians, but I do have a Graflex. So it's about the same length of a Graflex. Much thinner though. You can see that there, the diameter is much thinner. Okay, so on to the saber here. Enough about its size, because we all know size matters. So the saber itself is a very nice, light, chrome-finished, beautiful saber. The look of it, the feel of it, how it holds in the hand, I just absolutely love. It's very well balanced, has some really neat features on it. So I'll bring you back to when it started, or when I got it. I came home from work and I saw it sitting there on the side of the house. Woo, best feeling in the world. And in the box, it had the saber. Came with a, I believe, a 32-inch blade here. I was actually just going to reference that real quick. I was talking to Dave, who is the, he would be the designer, and Curtis is the developer. So let's see here. I ordered a 32. So this is a 32-inch blade. I thought it was a 32. I'm 100% sure. I was comparing it to my Saber Forge one. But yeah, this is a 32. And it reminds me a lot of a Vader's Vault blade in terms of color. The thickness of it there is it's a heavy grade there, but you can see where that Saber Forge blade has oh my goodness, this is reflecting a lot of light back. There we go. So the top is the Saber Forge blade, the bottom is the Electrum Sabercraft blade there. And you can see the difference color there. Both, it looks like, are all the way to the edge blades. The light would go all the way to the edge there, as opposed to those Ultra Saber ones. But yeah, it kind of reminds me as far as look of a Vader's Vault blade. So I wonder if the material is sourced in the same place. Also in the box, it came with a USB cable for charging. It is micro USB, which is awesome. Love it in micro USB, so now I can use my phone charger in case I don't have this one. And it's a really long cord too, so it's probably a four-foot cord here. It's all tangled up there, but or excuse me, a 6-foot cord. And what else it came with? I'm gonna flash you guys. Look at that, Electrum Sabercrafts. Is that freaking awesome? A nice shirt. And one more thing, because this was a limited run saber. There's a certificate of authenticity. 42 of 50. Look at that. onto the saber itself. Now, what drew me to the saber the most would be the coolest feature I've ever seen in a saber before, and that is this right here: touchpad ignition. Everything about this, you notice there's no buttons or whatnot. It's all done by these 3 little touches here. Slide up, turns it on, slide down, turns it off. So I'm still getting used to the rhythm of doing it here, but yeah, you slide it on, turns on, slide off, turns off. Which I think is so cool. When I'm fighting, I won't be hitting buttons here, you know? No turning off. You hold down, nothing. Sorry, getting back into the rhythm of this thing here. There we go. Yeah, I have to get used to the fact that it's a slide to activate instead of and turn off. Sometimes if you like hold your finger too much on one of the buttons, it will just stay in the lockup there. And also, sometimes just so you know, you touch things and they don't work. But it is so cool. It works most of the time, just a couple times, and that's, again, I'm just not used to it yet. It is just such a cool feature. You can change a lot on it just by that touchpad here. So I'm going to turn her back on. I'm going to hold down the center button here. Hear that noise? It's now going to bring you into the edit mode here, so we can change color. There's, I believe, 12 presets, and I've done a custom color myself using the app. Yes, it has an app. Currently, at this moment of this video, the app is only out for iOS, but the Android one is being made. And then down here, that's how you change your font. I only have one font on here, the original one that came with it. There's a micro SD card in here that you can pop off and put into your computer and download new files there. So now I have a white saber. If I want to change it on the fly, just hold down that center button. Change it to a new color. Let's do this blue. Here, this is a custom blue I did with a little hint of red in there. Now, the features you can change on this aren't limited to just what you can do on the saber. You can do a lot of edits. Here, I'm going to turn it off so I'm not speaking over it. You can do a lot of edits based on the app. Now, the app has features such as sound control. You can adjust this volume of your saber, so you don't need to have a preloaded sound font that is only a blank font, you know, taking up space in your phone. Saber, you can just turn the sound off with your app, which I think is really cool. You can change the name of your saber in there. You can type in what that's called, because while you're looking through the app, you'll hit search for saber and it'll Bluetooth and find any Electrum sabers, or excuse me, any errants in the area. So let's say you're at a convention or something, there's multiple ones, you can find yours in the list. What else can you do? You can change the motion settings on it without having to without having to plug it into your computer. You can just do it on the fly. You can adjust how sensitive it is, how the blade clash, the swing clash. What about the swing sounds? Yeah, you can adjust all of that in here, which I think is really, really neat. You can set it where your blade will lock up, get the lockup on contact, or if by holding down this top button while you're sparring, so you can change that up. You can also test different colors using the app. You go to the color wheel, you pick what you want, you slide, you know, your red, your green, your blue, your white. You slide it where you want, you hit test, and it'll immediately test it for 1 or 2 seconds, then go back to the original there. You can change the flicker to go to the audio or on a pulse, a millisecond pulse. So there's lots of cool features in here. Now, to access all the internals of this, I haven't opened it up past this part here, but you just use your standard standard Allen key here that we use for all of our sabers. There's a little hex screw right there. Pop off the cap, and you're going to see on this side here your micro USB plug-in, which is where you plug into your computer. And that little black box right down there, the little white dot in the middle, that's your deep sleep mode. So you flick that up and it puts it in a super low power mode. That is how it was shipped to me, so I turned that on. And then when I also got it, David highly recommended to put it through a reset, which was when you flipped it on, you held down the center button for a moment or so until it booted up, and that was a hard reset for it. So in case you screw something up with the Saber, you can hard reset it, which is awesome. Because I personally, with my first Ultra Sabers, messed up those soundboards like crazy, and I had to go re-download all the sound fonts and everything. This turns it back to factory settings. So I just love it. The intuitiveness of this Saber is wonderful, and how it connects with our digital age is just incredible. And that's what drew me to it. I mean, it's a beautiful Saber on its own, but everything going on inside of it is really cool. Now, a little feature I really enjoy, look at that. 2 speakers. Now, they're not the speakers we're used to seeing. If I am not mistaken, these are iPhone speakers right here. And Dave, please correct me if I'm wrong about that. But these are iPhone speakers, and they put out a heck of a lot of sound. Here we go. Good amount of sound right there, and again, that is adjustable. Now, I will note, when I did get my Saber for the first time, the sound was very, very quiet, and I was a little concerned. But I just had to go into the app, and I just raised it up. It was at 39% when I got it. Another thing, speaking of percentages, the app will tell you the battery life of the Saber as well. So you can go into the app and see up in the corner, it'll tell you how much battery is left on your Saber. How cool is that? So you can just charge it up. Just check your phone to see how charged your Saber is. With that being said, that's a good initial review I have for the Saber here. I'm going to be doing some combat testing with it this coming weekend, on the 8th. That's when the next Wampa's meet is, Saber Legion meet is. So we'll be having that there. I'm afraid to duel with it though, so I think I'm just going to do some light stuff or just hit someone who has to defend themselves, because I don't want to scratch it up. It is just so pretty. It's just a pretty Saber. So thank you again, Electrum Sabercrafts, for this wonderful, wonderful Saber. I'm really looking forward to what you guys put out in the future. But wow, I'm absolutely blown away. If you guys want me to talk about anything more about the Saber, again, this is just an initial review. I'm not like Shamim or Jordan, who can, go through these things and know everything about them. But as far as looking at this from a combat standpoint, from a usability in the Saber world, not just cosplay, but from an actual fighter standpoint, I love it. My gloves aren't going to have a big issue with this here. That is something I am curious about. Is this if I can use my gloves with this? So bear with me one second. I'm going to go get one of my my dueling gloves. We're going to find out if it'll work. This is more of a public service announcement. Wash your gear. It smells like Fritos. It shouldn't smell like Fritos. So these are going to go through the wash. But here's my glove here. This is the first time we're going to find out if we can turn it on off with my glove. Let's try it again. Haha! Success! It does need a little bit of pressure from my finger here, but just to get through the glove here. There we go. That's a clean one there. There we go. Give it a moment. Cool, cool. So, yes, it does go through the lacrosse glove. Yes! I feel like Thanos right now. I just need jewels in this. So guys, that is my review, my quick little review on the Electrum Sabercrafts Errant. And we will be putting this puppy to the test this weekend to see how well she performs. I will note, on that note of performing, now my hand smells like Fritos too. So I will note on that with performing the grip on this thing. So when I fight, I like a grip where I can grip at the end of the saber here. I can't really do that with this, so I do have to bring my hand up a little bit, which is okay. I can still get in what I want, and being that's a shorter hilt as well. I mean, you can bring your hands together like this. I don't like fighting like that. Oops. You can. I mean, and also I like to usually have my hand up here. But yeah, right in here if you want to do two-hand. But this is so light, it's a perfect one-hander, I feel. You can be high, you can be low. So it just feels so comfortable in the hand here. So it is just a gorgeous saber. And how it just I have just medium-sized hands. I am the most medium person you will find. And it just sits right in the hand so wonderfully. So, you can see like that. So, without further ado, that is the Electrum Sabercrafts Errant. I know I've said that 3 times now, and we will be bringing a dueling review here soon. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Dave and Curtis, so much for this wonderful and beautiful piece. I will be looking forward to ordering from you guys in the future. Take care. Stay frosty. Wampa Stampa.